So I just wanted to share something that kind of I'm inspired by each and every day, and something that always comes to mind when I'm working on projects, and it's honestly one of the biggest reasons why I'm so drawn to the Star Wars universe in the first place. Welcome to episode 1 of Pieces That Fit, a show dedicated to inspiration, keeping you inspired throughout your creative endeavors and your day-to-day. So kick back, relax, and I hope you enjoy what we have in store. Now, this show is not replacing animations, it's not replacing Brick Film School. I'm simply adding this show to the channel to give you a little bit of variety in between the bigger animated projects that I'm constantly working on. I'm excited to say that this video is sponsored by Hunter Brothers Coffee. They're an online coffee company with a large variety of incredibly delicious and smooth blends. They sent a few my way, and I've kind of moved to only drinking this coffee. With it being spooky season and Halloween being just around the corner, they have some adventurous blends like s'more, maple cinnamon, and peanut butter brownie. I expected these to taste like sugary or something, but they're actually super smooth and really nice, and I've actually moved to kind of only drinking these. So click the link in the description to get some coffee and help support the channel. Use the promo code Onbeatman at checkout to receive 10% off your purchase. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. You're not going to want to miss what we have coming up on this channel. So today we're going to be building this set, the Mandalorian and the Child. The sets featured on this show are not always going to be like brand new sets. If you're just stopping by this video, the primary thing I do on this channel is stop motion animation. So the sets I build, the sets I buy, will be incorporated into those videos in one way or another. I'll share what I think I will do with this set at the end of this video after the build is complete. So we actually have a few things going on in the Star Wars realm right now, one of them being the Lego Star Wars game that's coming out. It kind of covers the entire Skywalker saga, which would be the 9 episodes. I'm not too excited about this release. It is kind of cool to see, kind of new graphics and this kind of stuff, even though they don't seem to be that much improved, or to just see like new gameplay styles and this kind of stuff. But as I've seen more of the game, my expectations have kind of gotten lower just because of kind of realizing my own mindset on it, where I want things that are really found in the original Complete Saga game, these kind of more nostalgic things. And I have access to the original game, so I've kind of been of the mindset that, well, if I have the original game and I'm just looking for those things in the new game, the original should be enough for me. So I'm not quite sure if I would jump on the opportunity to play this new Star Wars game, unless I do see some gameplay that really does intrigue me. Also, in line with this set, we have the Mandalorian Season 2 coming out soon. The new trailer has dropped, not too much was shown. I'm not too hyped about the trailer, but what I was more hyped about was the ILM video that was just released, focusing on the Razor Crest and the kind of going back to ILM's roots of using models and such. With effects, I'm most of all impressed by the craftsmanship that comes with doing model filmmaking and stuff like that. Even if you can see the cracks in some regards, that almost adds like a charm to it that I really enjoy and really appreciate. There's this kind of thing that comes along with CGI where the story behind it isn't like super inspiring, where like, how did you do that? Oh, the computer. Oh, but it took this amount of time to render or that amount of time to render. It's like there isn't that much of a intense story behind it or a super physical, tangible story behind it. And I guess I find the most inspiring stories to be about something that's tangible, something you can see and feel and touch, and like the problem solving that goes into that. So ILM just released a featurette focusing on that, and it's a lot of cool stuff in there. And actually released just like a couple days ago, Adam Savage's Tested, another YouTube channel, put out a video where he interviews John Knoll and John Goodson, who, John Knoll spearheaded the camera system, and John Goodson spearheaded the construction of the Razor Crest model in its physical form. It's kind of, if you want an even deeper dive into the mindset going into this, or downsides and upsides that were kind of rediscovered when going back, and how they're looking to use it going into the future. It was really inspiring for me and kind of just makes your imagination go wild. So If you're interested in that, be sure to check it out. And I just want to say that this is the first episode of this show, so it's kind of, there's a lot to kind of cover in the pop culture world right now, so I can't cover everything, but, you know, things from the Batman, which are exciting, or even the new Lego sets that Lego has been releasing, which are super cool, and I just wish I had more money to purchase some of them. But more adult fan of Lego-oriented sets, all really exciting stuff, and I'm super excited that Lego is getting into that. But, of course, I will touch on more of these things in later videos. If you want to submit your Lego builds or art creations for a chance to be featured in the next episode, submit them on Instagram using the hashtag #PiecesThatFitShow. If you follow me there, I'll be posting a reminder before the next episode is filmed. Since I create Lego films, as I go through Instagram, I save maybe certain mocks or builds that I find have a quality that I enjoy or like, and I want to find a way to incorporate some of those build techniques into my sets in the future. So this is a post that I saved because I love the unique nature of this building, especially even down to like the door design. You're always looking for interesting ways to have Star Wars doors look different than just like flat bricks. Very simple, which I really like to find. You aren't necessarily looking for something that's overly complicated. Sometimes people can really find a very interesting build technique that is simple, and it's like, oh, why didn't I think of that? But it really does add an extra level of quality to your set. Like this one, for example, just seeing how these tiles are extruded from the building, adding that extra level of texture, you might not think to just use a single tile or just a few studs. I would much more often try something more complicated with no real reason, because it doesn't end up looking better than this. Those are the kind of qualities that I'm looking for in a build. Even this pipe work, very Star Wars, and very much something that I would like to incorporate in my builds in the future. So like I said, if you submit your builds, they have a chance to be featured on this segment of the show, because I'm always looking for interesting build techniques. It could be even down to cinematography that really inspires me to try harder for my films, or to try a new building technique for my films, and I hope in turn inspires you as well. Now, I figured this last segment can follow the topic of doing things practically. So I just wanted to share something that I'm inspired by each and every day, and something that always comes to mind when I'm working on projects. And it's honestly one of the biggest reasons why I'm so drawn to the Star Wars universe in the first place. And that just comes down to the physical process of making the original Star Wars trilogy, and how literally every effect you see in that had to be done photochemically. Like everything had to be shot on film, from the stars to the planets to the ships. Like the planets were paintings and the stars were done like many different ways, but all had to be captured on film and then all put together photochemically using this huge machine that removed green screens in a certain way and all this kind of stuff. And now even when you see, like, say the Mandalorian using model effects, it's like, yes, you're seeing a model spaceship, but the stars are CG, the planets are CG, and all this kind of stuff. But there really is something that constantly inspires me about seeing images completely created physically. And I always go back to that in my mind, because you can pull a lot of that into the projects you're making now. Just expanding your thought process on problem solving a specific shot or a specific scene in your movie. I never think it's good to completely operate without any restraints. So if there aren't any there, say like right now I'm jumping into the computer world and there aren't restraints, I still put those on myself, put myself in a specific box to make sure that if I do need to expand out into CG or using the computer, that I still am grounded in the reality of even thinking, when I generate stars, okay, how would they have done this in the original films? How can I make this feel better than just digital dots all over the screen? Almost making it seem like light is shining through the stars, almost like poking holes in a black piece of paper. You would see kind of light rays coming through in a way. Just little things like that, almost things that you don't notice by looking at it, but something just feels a little bit more magical about the image itself. Because like Baby Yoda, it's better to make something look like a puppet than it is to make something look like just an actual creature, because you can believe that a puppet is real, even when they use CG to enhance the puppet for walking and stuff like that. You still think of it as just being the puppet, and you can achieve that look by emulating life. But if you try to make Baby Yoda like the prequels Yoda, you can tell that it's computer generated and it doesn't hold up as you get further and further into the future and effects get better. So yeah, that's one of many things that I kind of draw inspiration from Star Wars in every day-to-day aspect of my films. I'm just touching on this one aspect right now because I'm not going to cover every single Star Wars film right now. But yeah, each film has aspects that do inspire me throughout my creative endeavors. Okay, there you have it. There's the Mandalorian and the Child Lego set. This one is actually kind of abnormal. I'm not going to necessarily take these apart and use them for a specific video. I was thinking I might even use them as background for these videos or Brick Film School and stuff like that. So they'll be incorporated, but a little bit less in the animation realm. I'm working on an animation where some statues are built and stuff like that, so there's potential that these characters could be featured in that capacity, but for the most part, these will be featured as they are, as built. Usually when I get a Lego set, maybe I build it, maybe I don't, or maybe it's just for the minifigures, and the minifigures are used for something specific. So these are my first Brickheads minifigures, and I've always liked them and wanted to have them, but I just never wanted to make the investment. But now I decided I liked these characters and I wanted to jump at the chance. So I really do enjoy this set, and I enjoyed the build, and I think they should be a nice addition to this set here. And that'll do it for this first episode of Pieces That Fit. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions or comments about anything I covered today, just comment down below and we can discuss there. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time.